What is going on, guys? It's your boy, All Love Garden, back at it again with another video. And today we're going to be doing a Rainbow Six Siege All Operators tier list. This is honestly going to be quite a long video. So I'm going to give you like 10 seconds starting now to go get popcorn, drinks, anything you'd want. So, yeah. Alright. 10 seconds is up. And now, what does this do? Nope. Alright. So, now if it'll switch back. There we go. So we're just going to start here and work our way all the way down. First up, we got Ying. And Ying can be really powerful when used correctly, but there are also a ton of people out there who play Ying just absolutely wrong. So that's why I think I'm going to put her at the A tier. Her gun is really good, has 81 shots, very low recoil, and her primary ability is awesome. And this first one is where you're about to see my personal aspect, or my personal view, kind of be cloudy, because I personally hate Blackbeard, which is why I think I'm going to put him at the D tier. And the reason for that is they nerfed his gun. His side-to-side recoil is a lot worse. His damage is worse. And his shield is horrible now. Or not horrible. Like, it's still really useful, but, like, it's just, like, you literally shoot it twice and instead, and he only has 2 of them. So that's why I'm putting him at D. And, yeah. It's just, that's all personal opinion, which is what I've been saying. So, Doc. This is a tough one on whether to put him at S or A. I'm going to put him at S because I can't count the number of situations I've been injured and like stuck behind a corner and a Doc has just ran around and just absolutely clutched out. Because 75 health, that's just goated, honestly. So, also has an ACOG. Pretty much every defensive team will need an ACOG at some point to sit in room and hold dog angles. Yeah. Alibi. For Alibi, we're going to go ahead and put her at E tier. Her gun is okay. Shoots really fast, doesn't have a lot of damage. Has a decent bit of recoil. And her ability is almost never that helpful. Like, okay, someone will shoot it and you'll see where they are for like 2 seconds, but they can just move and you have no advantage anymore. That's why the only reason she's not at F is for her troll strats. Because, yeah, there are some good troll strats. Dokkaebi. I'm going to put Dokkaebi at a C tier, because there are some people who can shred with her DMR. Sorry. And also because her ability is pretty good. For people who have good headsets, being able to hear where they are is so good, because you can just know, like, especially when you're roaming, where someone is and how you can counter it. Thatcher. I'm going to put him at B tier. He has one of the best attacking guns. And actually, never mind, A tier. He has one of the best attacking guns, and his ability is very useful, but the only reason he's not an S tier is because you can use Zofia and Ash and also just kill both of the things on most maps, both of the bandits, or all 3 of the bandits. Especially on Chalet. You can just Zofia right through that hole and get both of the bandits if you aim it right. Also, yeah. It is quite good. Capitao. I'm going to put him at D. His gun is amazing, in my opinion. I don't get the people who use his LMG, because it just doesn't make sense. And honestly, the only way I've seen anyone get killed with this new ability like change, where it like spreads out slower but farther, is when they're trapped in a corner, which you could just shoot them anyway, or bandit tricking someone. And even then, they can just run out of the way and it doesn't really kill them. So yeah. Now on to Mira. Mira to me is going to be a B tier. Because she's really good at using that mirror strategy where you like peek to the side on about 2 maps, which is border and second floor of border and basement of bank. So you can watch tunnelish, which are both 2 Pro League mirror strats as well. And other than that, she's just good for gathering intel. Like if I'm a bandit trying to bandit trick any wall, if I can just have a mirror just to see where they're putting their thermite, it's so helpful. Her gun's okay. If you can control the recoil, it's dirty. Alright, now on to Buck. Buck is going to be a B tier as well, because his gun has really bad recoil, but the only reason I'm choosing, I'm going to move him down to C tier ever since he lost his grenades, because whenever you had vertical control with grenades, it was just dirty. But the reason he's C tier and not lower because of his bad gun is because he is so good for vertical control. You can just go above or below them and just shoot out all of the floor, and you can just see everyone, and it's so hard to get picked off because of all the beams and stuff. Glaz. Now, unfortunately, he is going to be our first F tier. For all you Glaz mains out there is such thing as a good Glaz player, but there's a reason that no one plays him anymore, because there's a better sniper out there who one-shots. Glaz has a thermal scope, but you have to be standing still. It's so easy for, like, when you're on that sniper tower on Chalet, like overlooking second floor room. With Glaz, to get thermal, you have to stand still for like 3 seconds, and a good Doc or a good Rook can easily kill you. Just because you're just standing perfectly still, they can just jiggle peek you. Now Kali. She's not going to be much higher, because right now in the meta, probably C. She is the better sniper. She one-shot injures unless they have armor, unless it's like through a wall. Even then, sometimes it will. But honestly, the reasoning for her not being higher, even though she's a sniper, is because of the this game is headshot based and also pretty small maps in comparison to other games. So you're not going to be able to hit that long of snipes on most maps. So you might be able to pick off like one player every 2 rounds, just like long angles. But then when they have to rush in, that C75 auto has horrible recoil. And it's hard to quick scope and stuff, but it's tough. Clash. You know, I was probably gonna put her at F tier, but she's gonna be an E tier just because she can be so annoying to deal with if you're playing against a good Clash player, and it's almost impossible to win whenever there's a Clash on the other team who plays it right. Montaigne. He is gonna be a B tier. B tier. And he's gonna be a B tier because if you bring him with smokes, it's so easy to just smoke out room and Montaigne protect you, and you plant, and then it's so hard to lose the round if there's just 2 of you alive. He's very useful. Almost every Pro League team has one. Alright, now Maestro. Maestro is going to be if he had ACOG, he would probably be a B tier. But because he doesn't have an ACOG anymore, he lost most of his utility, or most of his point. But his gadget is really good. His gun is okay. Some people really love his gun. Sorry, I'm eating while I'm doing this. Yeah. Maverick. Oh. Maverick. It's tough because I'll probably put him at B tier. Just because even when there's a bandit or anyone, he can be so useful in opening it up. And also, he's so silent that it's so hard for people to hear him. So the strategy you can do is have your teammates shoot as you like maestro a hole. And you can get some dirty kills like that. I'm just distracting myself with his settings spinning. They look pretty cool. Anyway, Nomad. Nomad is going to be a B tier. Because she is by far the best counter rush operator. Because you just put one of those air jabs there, it's so hard to see. It doesn't have like a blinking light or anything. If someone gets set off, you know exactly where they are, and you know exactly that they're trying to roam behind you. And it's perfect to be able to kill them. Now Valkyrie. Valkyrie's going to be A tier. And my reasoning behind that is because her cameras are absolutely they're so useful. if you have a smart team who's not pinging but giving you call outs and being like there, you can easily pre-fire and get free kills and stuff like that. Also, her gun is not the best, but it has low recoil, so it's pretty easy to hit shots. Frost. Frost is going to be a C tier because I only find her useful when you're playing against a team who you know is going to rush into room a lot, which doesn't happen very much at the higher strengths. Twitch. This is tough because she probably would have been A tier like 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago when she still had dirty shot drones and a dirtier gun. But now I'll put her at E. And there are some people who main her who try and control the recoil of her gun, but I've honestly never played with anyone who can control the recoil of her gun down to like a head. It's always so wild and so far, and her Twitch drone only has like 5 shots now, and it has to recharge every time, and it's just not worth picking her, honestly. If you wanted to destroy utility, you can just pick IQ. Gridlock. Gridlock is going to be a D tier. Her guns are okay, and she's not as good at Nomad as countering the roam. Because all it takes is one Caviar with a silenced pistol who can just shoot a little path in it, and you're not going to really hear it. Okay, Pulse. Pulse is going to be an A tier. Because his gun is great, and his ability is very useful, especially like last second when you can just go below and C4 above. And he's a very useful operator. Lion. Lion is going to be a C. He used to be so good before they nerfed him, which the nerf was deserving because he was too good. They had a phase where you couldn't play him in Pro League. It was just like always banned. His gun is pretty good, 50 rounds, pretty low recoil for 50 round gun, and yeah. Tachanka, not a question about it, A tier, S tier. Zofia. Now I main Zofia, so obviously I'm gonna put her S tier, but let me explain why. But first I'm gonna actually put Tachanka where he belongs. I don't think he's F tier, honestly. I think he's probably E tier. Because there are some situations, believe it or not, where Tachanka can be useful. As for Zofia, I main Zofia. Her gun is absolutely disgusting. It has very low recoil, very high damage. She's a 2 armor, 2 speed. Her ability is pretty much Ashes. And she has those concussion grenades, which are so good because if there's someone camping in the corner, but you're not sure if they're camping there, you can just shoot one of those out, and if it detonates instantly, then you know they're there. So it's easy to get pre-fires with and stuff. I've main her almost every game. She's very good. As for Cade is going to be a B tier. His gun is really good. And he does have a sniper pistol. And his ability is really good as well, but he plays a big support role. And it's hard to go out and actually A tier. I changed it A tier. Mute now. Mute's probably going to be a D tier. So many people don't know how to play him, and they just play him to like stop drones from finding the objective, not realizing that if you just they'll know where the objective is if you're Mute. And his guns are all right. If he had an SMG secondary, it would probably be better. But his SMG is all right. It's not the best. And on the Thermite. Thermite's going to be an S tier. And I feel like he will not be as good when Ace comes out. Because Ace is going to do his job, but probably better. I know Ace can be countered with Mira, but all you have to do is just bring like a Capitao and it's countered. But anyway, back to Thermite. His gun is really good. And his ability is so useful in almost every room and every situation. If you can have different ways where you can peek the defenders, it's so hard for them to be able to thrive and win. Hibana. Some people like Hibana better than Thermite, and I am not one of those people. She can't make as big of a hole, and That's pretty much it. Her gun is really good, high damage, but only has 21 shots. If it had 31 shots, she'd be higher. SMG secondary, her recoil on that is horrible. And, yeah. Rook. Now, I'm going to put Rook B tier. He's just a little bit worse version of Doc, honestly. Doc is really good, can heal your teammates, and Rook, his armor just does, like, long range help, and I don't know how well it does short range. But, yeah. Ash. Ash is going to be an A tier. And the reason behind it is her gun is great. She would be an S tier if she still had an ACOG. Recoil is really low. She is faster than a 1-speed. Not proven by science, but proven by knowledge. And has the smallest hitbox in the game. She is just really good. Her breaching rounds can be useful. Yeah. Bandit. Bandit is probably... What happened to my sensitivity? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Bandit is probably right here. C tier. Because Cade can do so much more than Bandit can. Bandit can get maximum of 4 walls. Cade can get a maximum of 6 walls, and also get barbed wire and deployable shields and anything else that's in the range. Both have a C4, so they both have the same utility. So, yeah. Ella. Ella's going to be a D tier. Once again, there are people who are absolutely dirty with Ella. Unfortunately, I am not one of those people. I'm trying to really work on learning her recoil pattern, but it's just, I could do it if it was up and down, but it is so side to side. It makes a freaking zigzag. It's so bad. Like, if you just hold down the button from like 10 meters away, it's going to absolutely zoom side to side. Her ability is pretty good. Yeah. Sledge. Sledge is probably going to be an A tier. And I'm putting Sledge at A tier because his recoil is better than Buck's gun. And he does the same thing pretty much. He has the same number of sledgehammer hits as Buck does shotgun shots. But the only thing is his can one-shot things, whereas Buck's you might have to shoot a few times. It's also just really fun to get sledgehammer kills. And, yeah. His gun's dirty is pretty much the main thing. Echo. The only reason I'm putting him at E, his gun has the highest DPS in the game, really low recoil, secondary SMG. It's because he's banned every game. I can't remember the last time I've played a game and he hasn't been banned. He's banned almost every game, so I can't even play him. That's the only reason he's so low. If not, he'd probably be B tier. Castle. Castle's gonna be my next F tier, especially at lower ranks. People don't know what to do with him. They just barricade off room, and someone who, like me, who roams a lot is just absolutely screwed because they can't get back into room and they have to waste an impact and then they know where you are. It's just like, Castles can play it smart, but at the same time, all it takes is 1 breach charge, 1 grenade, or just 12 melee hits, which doesn't even take that long. And you're screwed. Vigil. Vigil is gonna be, probably a B tier. He's the second best roamer in the game, in my opinion. Not being able to see him by drones is such a good ability. His gun has low recoil. SMG secondary is pretty good at close range. And, yeah. Smoke now. Smoke is going to be a C tier. His shotgun's good. His SMG secondary is good. I use shotgun and SMG with Smoke just because his secondary SMG has very low recoil. He's really good with, like, no time left on the clock. You can just block all the entrances. And it's really hard. He's good for countering Montanes. Motzi. Both of his guns are dirty. With a C4 and a drone, so you can use those hand in hand. He's going to be an A tier. Yeah. Guns have low recoil. One of them does high damage, one of them not as high damage. Yeah. Fuse. Probably D tier. There are some really good Fuse players out there, but I feel like almost every really newbie beginner player I've seen has at some point played Fuse in like their first 10 hours. And to all you Fuse mains out there who are like level 50 or level 60, that's not you. I'm talking about the people who are like level 10 and maining fuse just because it's so easy to use and so easy to get kills with. Which is not, there's nothing against that, but, you know, I have to take that into account. Blitz. Blitz is going to be C tier. Because, oh, actually, I want to try something. Okay, just make second row. Okay, Blitz is going to be C tier because at high levels, he's really easy to counter. All you have to do is, well, also he gets banned a ton, which is why, but you literally have to melee his shield and look away when he blitzes you, or when he flashes you. So, I mean, that's the only thing you can really hope to do. That's why he's higher than down here. Finka. Finka is going to be D tier. Once again, there are some really good Finka players. Her gun is good, but I don't like how she has the Russian sights instead of the Americans. I don't know if it was Americans, but whatever. It's called like SA something. I don't like how she has the Russian sights. Her ability is good, but it's not that great. Also, whenever you use her ability, Pulse can see you from farther away, which kind of sucks. Also, I haven't played with a smart Finka in my life, who whenever you're down will just use her Finka. Somehow I've never played with one of those. I hear stories about it, though. Jaeger. You know, so many people are going to be like, oh, Jaeger's not good without his ACOG. His gun is still dirty, and he is so good roaming still, even though he doesn't have impacts or anything like that. But I'm purely doing this because of his gun and his ability, because his ability is so good, especially against players who are just going to, like, flash you constantly. Never mind. Caviera. Caviera is going to be an S tier. By far the best roamer. One interrogation can absolutely change the course of the game, or the round, or even game. One interrogation, and you know where everyone is. It's so hard to lose a game where you have an interrogation. Also, her silent step is really good whenever you're running above someone, trying to flank them, so they can't hear you above. Oh, dang, that's like the second time I've done that. Legion. Legion is going to be a B tier. Yeah. I think he's a better version of Frost. Because Frost is so much easier to see. It's so hard to see Legion. You have to be consciously looking for Legion traps to be able to kill him. And Legion's gun is dirty, shoots really fast, has low recoil. His pistol's dirty. He has impacts, which is good. He's just a good operator. IQ. Probably also going to be a B. She's a 3-speed. Pretty much all of her guns are dirty. Her ability is not the best. She can spot goo mines though, which is the only reason I used her at all. Also because she's a 3-speed. Yeah. Capcan. Capcan's gonna be an A tier. Taking 50 damage off of someone, or 45 or whatever it is so useful. Because that's just, you have to hit them twice instead of having to hit them 4 or 3 times. Also, you know where they are then, you know if they're rushing in the room, you know if they're close. His gun is insane, pretty much no recoil. Yeah, Warden. Warden is going to be a D tier. Because I think he's only good whenever you know the other team is flashing you out. Other than that, you take like a pretty bad gun, but a pretty good pistol, and that's his loadout. The MPX is not a very good gun. Jackal. If there was no such thing as a ban phase, he would be S tier, but instead I have to put him at B because he's banned every game. His guns are really good, his ability is really good, his secondary shotguns for opening up walls, and so good, but he gets banned every game. That's the only reason he's B tier, not S tier. Nope. She's gonna be E tier, and same with Goyo. Actually, Goyo is gonna be F tier, but I'll tell you Noke first. Noke, her ability is good, but it doesn't last long enough, in my opinion. And also, if it's hard to say, but like, it's only good if there's someone on the camera, like, and you see them on a camera, so you can turn your thing on and just go knife them. Other than that, if you're trying to run in a room and get someone, it's so easy to be spotted just by another player. And her guns are okay. She has one of the worst guns on attack, in my opinion. Oh yeah. Goyo. Goyo's guns are not the best, and his ability is also pretty bad. Because I have never seen his ability with the shield work, except for my teammates just trolling me. Um, yeah. Well, my is probably going to be another E tier, because I think he's just a worse version of Jaeger. Like, instead of destroying the thing, you're just going to move it closer to you and then let it still detonate? That does not make sense. Amaru. Amaru is going to be an E tier as well. For all those people who've seen clips of people with Amaru running in and getting like a 2.5-second ace, sorry to tell you, but that is like a 1 in a million scenario. All it takes is one person with halfway decent aim to just get a lucky headshot and your whole thing is done. Also, I think she'll definitely be like a C tier whenever she gets her buff, but that's not now, so. Her buff, by the way, is going to be she pulls out her gun faster, and also she won't break the barricade until right before she's in. Next, we have Oryx. Oryx is going to be a D tier. The reason he's D and not E is because his guns are okay, not the best. He has an MP5, which is good. His secondary is good for like opening things up. If he would be higher if his like charge thing didn't take you 10 damage when you go through walls. Really good with dealing with shield operators and really fun to do when you're like behind someone. All right, Yana. Yana's gonna be B tier. Her drone thing can be so useful whenever you like, especially on Chalet, because I always enter through the back, like on the back stairs in Blue Hallway. And she's so good whenever you can just drone out stairs and upstairs a little bit, but without wasting a drone. You can use her ability and just know where they are, and it's so useful. And so let me look over my list and see if I want to change anything really fast. I'll probably move Gridlock down one. I'll move, kind of like this. I'll move IQ down one. I'll move, then I like this one, I like this one. The only thing I would change is maybe Ying or Sledge up one, so you can just take that into account. And yeah, I think that's my completed list. I think it's pretty good. And come back tomorrow, and I will be posting a YouTube video, Best Elite Skins in Rainbow Six Siege. I already have the tier list set up. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is Olive Garden. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video.